Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Art with Miss Myra. Today is Monday, March 23rd, and I am so happy that you have joined me this morning. It's nice warm weather outside and stuff. Hopefully this morning some of you got out to enjoy the nice warm weather. So those of you that know me might ask, Myra, why are you wearing such a crazy shirt today? And the reason is this. Last week on the Facebook page for the Lincoln Lions, the Lincoln Elementary School in Jamestown, North Dakota, they posted this fabulous idea, and I just love it. It is for the virtual Spirit Week, which is this week, March 23rd through the 27th. And I just thought that was a really great idea. So all week this week, I will be dressing up for the theme days for Spirit Week. And even though we're all home and stuff, we can still do this. Everybody can do this. And I would just encourage you kids to go ahead and take part in this. And you know, it's just a really, really cool thing. So I'm going to read down the list of things really quick and stuff that you're going to want the different themes this week. And Monday is going to be tropical or Hawaiian shirt day. Tuesday is going to be sports team. So you're going to want to wear your favorite sports team shirts. Wednesday is going to be hat day. And Thursday is going to be wear your favorite color day. And Friday is going to be school shirt day. So thank you so much to the Lincoln Lions for posting about that last week. And like I said, I think that's just going to be a lot of fun. It's something that everybody can take part in, even though we're still home during this time. And I hope that you do. Okay. So moving on to the project for today. I'm really excited about this. Has everyone heard about the World of Hearts USA Facebook page? I talked about this yesterday when we were talking about our supply list for this week. If you haven't checked that out, you need to go over and check it out. It was a campaign that was developed by a woman here in North Dakota, and what she is doing is she is encouraging people to put hearts. Decorate hearts, paint hearts, do anything and just put a heart on your front door, on your front window. And then for us all to, without going and talking to the neighbors and all that, just on our own independently, going out and walking around in our community or driving around, having mom and dad drive you around in our community and seeing all of the different hearts that people have on their doors or on their windows. And we want this to be something that is encouraging to people. We're all in this together. All of us are dealing with this in different ways by spending, time at home. And it can feel kind of lonely, but to see all of the different hearts that everyone has on their windows or on their doors and stuff is meant to be something that is very encouraging. And so, like I said, go over, check out the Facebook page. If you guys have started decorating for that already, that's great. What I'm showing you today is just a really fun heart that you can add along to the things that you have already done. Or maybe you want to make this the first one and then you add to this. So whatever, way you want to do it and stuff is great. So, but what we're going to be doing today is called a Squirrley Whirly heart. And it is just a really fun heart that we are going to decorate. We're going to be using watercolor paints, but if you don't have watercolor paints, that's okay. You can use markers to do the same effect. But I'm going to start walking you guys through it and stuff and let you see how we're going to work on this, and we'll go from there. Okay. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to gather our supplies. Our supplies for this project are paper. And you can use watercolor paper or construction paper or printer paper. If you're using printer paper, make sure and ask an adult that you can have some of those printer papers. Don't just go and take it out of the printer and stuff without letting somebody know, okay? But go ahead and get some paper, okay? And then if you have watercolors, you're going to get them out. Or like I said, markers. We want glue. And then we need some yarn, okay? And so if you don't have yarn at your house, it is not a big deal, okay? Because we can take a black marker and we can draw the same swirly whirls as you know, we're creating with our yarn and stuff. So don't worry about that and stuff. There's always a different way of doing it. So what I want you to do, if you have yarn, I want you to take that out, and I just happen to have black yarn. And so I'm going to take my black yarn and I'm going to measure out 12 inches, just a 12-inch piece of yarn, and then cut that off and go ahead, and I want you to cut 10 of these pieces, okay? And so that is the first step. And then we're going to want to create a template, okay? And some of you might want to draw your heart on your piece of paper freehand, and that's fine. But I want to make this easy for you guys, okay? And so you can create a template. And what I mean by that is you can take a regular sheet of paper, any kind of paper, like I said, and you're going to just fold that sheet of paper in half. And then you're gonna draw your heart, your one half of your heart out, and then you're just gonna cut around it, and then you have your heart, okay? So when we have our template, we're going to lay it down flat on our piece of paper, and then we're just gonna take an ink pen and we're gonna draw around it, okay? That's what we're gonna do, and that's how we're going to get our heart on our paper. And what I want you guys to do then is I want you to take a black marker and we're going to draw around that. We want that to stand out. And so I'm just going to have you, first make your template, then lay it flat on another piece of paper, and then go around it with a pen or a pencil, and then go around that with a black marker. And so that's how we're going to start that. I've already got one that I have done, and I just want to show you guys. Then, oh, you know what? Back up for a second. I got too excited. So then once we get that done, and I'm going to go ahead and with our black marker and just draw around this really quick. And I want to say thank you again to those of you who sent me pictures over the weekend of some of the projects that we did last week. I absolutely love getting pictures of things that you kids have made using my art lessons, and I hope that you guys will continue that this week. That was so much fun. So, okay, so what I've done now is I have gone ahead, I've done my outline in my black marker, and I have a little bowl that I put some glue in the bottom of that bowl. All of my 10 12-inch pieces of yarn cut, and I'm going to just start dipping them into this glue solution, because when we do the swirly whirls, see, we're going to do swirly whirls like this. Okay, this is what we're doing. And so we have to dip them in the glue. And this is going to be messy, okay? So you guys are going to want, a wet washcloth around, or some paper towels around, but you're going to get messy doing this, okay? So make sure you want to maybe wear an old shirt and stuff that, it doesn't really matter if you get glue. Elmer's glue and stuff does wash out, so we're not going to worry about that. But we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to start pressing that yarn into my glue. And then I'm going to just take my fingers and I'm going to kind of squeeze out most of the glue. So it's just it's got glue on it, but it's not like saturated. Okay, so this is kind of what I mean. All right, and now I'm going to take my first one. I want to kind of get this in screen here so you guys can see it. And I want to go and I want to start, and I'm just going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of make little loops. Okay, and so I'm going to make little loops, and then I'm going to kind of press the yarn down just a little bit, and then I'm going to take my next piece, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to squeeze the glue out a little bit, and then I'm going to go kind of close to where I was before, and I want these to connect, okay? I want all of my little loops to connect, and so we're gonna just go and loop around a little bit. And this is why it's called a squirrely whirly heart, is because we're gonna do squirrely whirls. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do a couple more, and then I'll pick up the camera and I'll let you guys see what I'm doing and how I mean it exactly, okay? After I get the glue off my fingers. Okay. And we're just creating little loops and little whirls, okay? And then when we start painting, we're going to paint in those little swirls and whirls, and we're gonna make them different colors, okay? So I'm gonna pick up the camera right now, or the phone right now, and I'm going to do this and maybe not. Okay, there we go. So this is what I started, okay? I just laid, you know, I had my yarn, and now this is one that does not have glue, but I'm working with one hand, okay? So you just kind of, you know, put it down, and then you kind of swirl it around and make little loops like that. And then each one of these little loops, and this part of it is going to be a different color when we start doing our watercolor painting, okay? All right, so I'm going to move this one to the side, and I'm going to take the one that I have already prepped, which is this one. Ooh. And it's still just a little bit damp, but it's this one. And then I'm going to start painting, okay? And like I said last week when we were working with our watercolors, one of the most important things with watercolor is that you prime your paints before you start using them. So about 5 minutes or so before you start working with your paints, you're gonna wanna just take your brush and dip just a little bit of water into each individual paint, okay? And what that does is that just primes your watercolors, and that just, you know, makes it, they're ready to use then, okay? And so I went ahead and about 5 or 10 minutes ago and stuff, I went ahead and I primed all of my paints, and now I am ready to start using them, okay? And like I said, with all of these little swirls that we have here, we want to make them a different color. And what we're going to be creating is almost like a stained glass effect, kind of, okay? And so it's just a really, really unique thing. And I hope you guys like this project. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some color into some of these little whirls. And then you guys can just kind of see. And like I said, if you don't have watercolor paints, don't worry about it. You can do the same thing with markers. You can just go in with a marker after everything is completely dry. And you might want to just leave it in a sunny area for, you know, an hour or two before you start painting, doing your painting, okay? But you're gonna just want to have it completely dry, and then you can go in there with your markers and you can just go and start coloring all of these different little areas, different colors. So, I hope everyone is having a good day so far. It is very nice and sunny out today. I hope you all, do your little art project and stuff, and then maybe get out and enjoy some of the sunshine. Okay, so I know that you guys can't see what I'm doing here on the table, so I'm going to pick this up, and this is what it started to look like. So that's what I want you to do, and like I said, you can either do that with watercolor paints, or you can do it with markers, whichever one you have available to you. And then this is something that when it's all done and all completed, I want you guys to put on your front window or your front door as part of the World of Hearts USA campaign. It's meant to be something that's very encouraging, and I hope that you guys all do this project. It's just a fun project. It's like I said, it almost creates like a stained glass effect. When you're all done, you've got all these little areas, colored in and stuff. It's just a really cute effect, and I hope that you guys all do that. So I'm just going to show you it again here and stuff with a different, but you want all of the areas colored, okay? And we want to have them all a different color. So there you go. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope to see you back tomorrow. And remember, if you are taking part of the virtual Spirit Week, tomorrow is going to be your favorite sports team. So I'd love to see lots of pictures with your finished product, from today or for tomorrow, and with your t-shirts from your favorite sports team. So thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.